Testing, testing, testing. One, two, three, four. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. And welcome to GQUAT Traditions, where good friends become family and family is everything. Yes, thank you, Mike. Hello. It is everything. Joanne Stevens. Yes, thank you, Mike. Why is Hello. This? I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand what's going on here. Can you guys hear me? I don't understand what's going on. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. Let me start at the top. Thank you all, Auntie Joanne Stevens. I see you were here bright and early. Kay's Garden. Kay Renee's Garden, rather. She says a 11111. How is everybody doing? Cheryl Faulkner. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. I saw you testing those. What was it? Squashes, melons, something. This morning, yeah, because it was that Tigger melon that everybody said is so not so yummy. Okay, well, how is the weather? Where are you all? Here in Connecticut, 6B, where I am, it was 49 degrees when I woke up this morning. Yeah, you'll see what's going on. I wore this jacket today. I took out a jacket because it was actually cool. And I'll show you what that jacket is. It's a sweatshirt jacket made out of an old sweatshirt that I cut up, put the pieces on, and put it back together again. Where are, 79? Where you are, Kay Renee? I would take that. That's good. Is everybody finished in their garden, or are you planting for fall? Cheryl Faulkner says it was 61. Now it's 75. 61's pretty cool already for Georgia. You're in Southern Cal. I know where you are, Kay Renee. I used to live over there. Auntie Joanne used to live over there. Actually in Linwood. And then on the other side of town, a few places. And then, hello, Maria Graham, unbiased. Thank you. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling better, my dear. So, what's everybody doing? What have you been doing with your day so far today? Me, I was doing errands and trying to do a little bit of grocery shopping, not for myself. No, nothing fell into my cart for me. I was trying to get a few things for my mom. I'm going to see her this weekend, some of her favorite things. Tracy, passionately in Treat Arts. Thank you for coming. Kay Renee is working. And Auntie Joanne is summarizing everyone who is in the chat. Let me see if I can pull it up now. Hey, finally. So, community moderation, live chat on. Okay. So I'm just trying to check and see what's going on. If you're here for the replay, please leave a thumbs up and leave a message. I'd like to thank all of you moderators, subscribers, those who are visiting the first time, those of you in the bushes, and the member patrons in the friends and family group. Maria Graham just made a postcard. That's her new crack. Cheryl Faulkner got off at noon, then ate some lunch. Did you walk today, Cheryl? I've been seeing you walking lately. If you're like me, I can't. Oh, Miss Shirley, Oh, G. Gardner. Yes, you do, because I owe you some money, girlfriend, and I can't give it to you. I think I got this banner working now, and it will show my email address. It is my name, ellenpanky@gmail.com. And for those of you who would like to contribute to help the channel to grow, there is a Cash App. She walked her 3 miles. The weather is lovely for it. Who called Cadence? Uh-oh. Nightbot is beating up on Tracy. Tracy, I think they only want you to use 3 symbols. Miss Shirley OG, as soon as you email me when I get off, I got your money. Whoops. Thanks for coming, everybody. Dun, 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 dun. So, Nightbot is acting up, showing his already. So, how many of you have at least a month's supply of food in the house and water and water? Well, no, put a 1 in the chat if you somebody's trying to call me. Declined. If you have enough food and water in the house, you didn't do nothing. Oh, that's a good thing to do all day. You were probably tired. You've been doing a lot. You've been doing a lot. How many of you have, yeah, a 1 month supply? I I live in a apartment. What do you call it? Apartment stead. And I was leaving to go to the post office this morning and go to the drugstore. My little morning runs. I like I said I was going to go to the grocery store. Call the silly grocery store this morning and to ask if they had any chicken livers. That's what mom said. She wanted me to bring her some some liver and onions. She didn't care what kind. So they said yes. I went to this particular market and they haven't had any in that store for a year and a half, which is why I called, because I usually travel on the other side of town and stock up on like 3 or 4 containers of chicken livers. They seem to be the most tender. Some of those other things now that are coming, I don't know what kind of clone mess that is in the package. It looks scary though. It looks scary. She didn't do anything to have Nightbot. You've been busy as a cat covered in mess. Oh, I'm sorry. I, Mr. Hershey, stop. No, 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 no. Uh, no, no. He's trained for hand signals. I guess he didn't do anything either. He's just acting up. Stop it. No. So, and I always fuss at the dogs, and then he wants to start acting. Hello, Anita. Thank you for coming. You've been watching replays for a while. If you watched the one from Saturday, that was a whopper. That was a whopper. But those of you who want to make bags, that if you watch that, I'm going to at some point go back and edit it so that it's just making the bag. But that's a basic way to make a bag. If you can make that bag, you can make any bag. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Maria Graham today and she was saying that she likes smaller bags. So I dragged this one out. This one is basically using the same principle, except I put some camo in the front and a big pocket in the back. Because it's a small bag, what I did, and you see it has a covered bottom. This fabric was kind of ravelly, so I made a double seam. It's called a French fell seam. Passionately in streets. Boy, he's talking trash, trash, trash. What is wrong with him today? I'm going to get some help. I'm going to get some help. Lydia, Bestia Journey, said that she would help me get him in order. course, it has my little label in it. And even though it's a little bag, look how reinforced these handmade straps are. Do you see how many times I went across, up, down, up, down? This bag, I actually put my featherweight machine in here, which is why it has this little something on the back. I think it was oil or I ran over it with a tire. You use three emojis. That should be okay. It should be okay. I'll figure it out, you guys. But this is a handmade handle, and because it's a small bag and it's made for heavy seven. Okay, thank you, Mike. Less than three emojis. So this one, I made a tie on it because it will hold more than a snap. And then, of course, it has the outside pockets. So we've talked about handmade goodies. This jacket, I think somebody said they wanted to see it up close. I believe it was, I believe it was unbiased. Unbiased. So this is a solid little bag. Auntie Joanne, when you were in your closet, you didn't show us you and Uncle Roscoe's. I think you have a feed sack or something. I know you have some camo because camo, you guys, as you probably know, those of you who've been in the military or military families, you know that camo comes in different colors. The Arctic, like for the North Pole, up in sandy areas, wintry green areas. I don't know what this was, just a standard one. And this fabric was one of those fabrics given to me by the interior designer. I will never have this quality again because I wouldn't pay for, I don't know how much it was, but I know I wouldn't be paying for it at the store unless it was a salvage or something like that. So, what was it that, oh, I'll get this down. So, what this jacket is, you listening in the bushes, you have to take your grandson to a job interview. Go hard, grandson. I like that. Very nice. That is mine size. This one is my sample. You know how to sew, Maria Graham. You can make yourself one. What this is 4-inch blocks of fabric. You can make the fabric any size you want. Rachel, I know you don't like little squares. What I did was make what they call a snake. A snake is just a long line of fabric that you mix and match all the fabrics that you want to put in it. And I had a bunch of Afrocentric fabrics, just some that I like. There's the baobab tree up there, over here, just different things. There are just symbols, fabrics I love, cowrie shells, and I got tired of all these little blocks. Thank you, Rachel. I got tired of the blocks when I got to the sleeve. The sleeve was actually supposed to be all those little blocks, but guess what I did? This is an adinkra symbol. I just cut them out a solid piece, and I think it kind of brought it together and made it like not so busy. In the back, you'll see I also put some plain blocks in there, or some that were sort of plain, so that it would give the eye a place to rest. And I tried not to put any two blocks together. So what I did, for those of you who sew, you buy a sweatshirt that's two sizes too big. Don't wash it. Don't wash it. I started out with new sweatshirts. I think Auntie Joanne says it's on a drafting chair in on her drafting chair in her studio. That must mean that she's using it. So I bought a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, two sizes too big, and I cut that little cowl thing off the corner, cut that off, cut that little thing around the sleeve. You love Saturday's replay. So much inspiration, Anita says. But I want you guys to make this. Mike, you guys, you can make it with guy fabric. And what I did was make what I said a long snake. Then I just laid it in strip. I used the actual sweatshirt as the pattern. And I laid them on top. As you can see, I'm going to hold it real close. And then to hold it, the fabric, to hold the fabric to the sweatshirt, I chose a dark blue because I think I got it at Costco or something. It was a real heavy one. And then I made, that's the only thing I use, that white machine that I have out. I like some of the decorative stitches on it. You can see up here. So you could zigzag it. You could do anything. And when I made this jacket, this little piece of fabric, my daughter hand carried from Tanzania one year, and I cut it up. Guy fabric, duct tape, car seats. That'll work. That'll work. As a matter of fact, you can make some covers for those old seats. Oh, and this one, I just thought was cute to pieces. I fussy cut her. Can you see this cute little girl? So, anyway, there are several kinds of animal prints, but hey, Miss Catherine, Catherine's Garden and Home. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate each and every one of you. And at the very end, you guys, on this jacket, after I put the pieces back together again, and I just made regular seams, I just followed the cutout of the jacket, and I made my own little bias tape to go around the collar and around the bottom. And it was kind of thick, so I didn't put any pockets or anything. If you guys are interested, this one would take a little longer, like big the big feet sack bag, not the feet sack bag, the hobo bag. And the hobo bag is actually a big bag. We'll be working on that on Saturday, and I'll show you how to make the big, deep inside pockets. But the outside is just exactly the same. I'm looking around because I always have several projects and I don't have the pants, but I'm sewing pieces of jeans together to make a hobo bag out of jeans out of jeans, and they're going to be leftover jeans. One of the things I do with planning and in classes that I used to teach for college students, actually, I used to teach up at Inroads, Miss Catherine, and meant Inroads, for those of you who are not, well, you don't have to be in the Northeast. I worked in the Northeast, but Inroads is a mentoring group that takes gifted and talented minority students across the country and Puerto Rico, and it mentors them through 4 years of college, and then they enter into Fortune 500 companies when they graduate. Well, I worked full time, but on the weekends, I would drive from Connecticut up to Boston at the Prudential Center, and I would teach these classes. And one of the classes I would teach would be like how for them to organize their life, especially the freshman students. There are long range projects, mid range projects, and short term. So you try to do 1% of your overall everything you have to do every day, no matter what. But if there's something that's short that you can just get it off your desk, get it out of your life, and just check it off, do that. Catherine's Garden and Home says she loves the jacket. Thank you. If any of you would like me to teach a class at some point, put a 3 in there. Just 1 minute. I'm going to mute this. So I'm going to unmute it. And hey, Fifi's urban lifestyle. We're talking about your neck of the country up there. You and um, Miss Catherine's Garden and Home. I have to say the whole thing so that I can remember it. But I was teaching the students how to organize their life so they get a little bit of everything done. And so on my desk, I have a little bit, or my work area. I have different work areas. I have a drafting table. It's glass. It doubles as a light box. I can put any lamp underneath it. And for those of you who are doing arts and crafts, you can take any glass table, put a lamp under it, and use it for a light box. So I have several little things. And then when I'm listening to some of your chats, and I always get a chance to give the thumbs up, but it seems like I can never get back to the comments, especially the really quickie ones, the shorts. I can never get back to it. Boston, it's cold already. I know it was 49 degrees here in Connecticut this morning. I thought about you guys, and I put on this little warm little jacket out there. I was glad it wasn't raining today. We've been getting a lot of rain, and I hope my potatoes didn't get ruined. They were already leaning over, and I said, "Well, I harvested some of them, but I've got a couple of containers still out there. And then with all the rain, hopefully they're just thriving out there." So, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and some of you are printing cards, some of you who are new to having like a channel or something. Fifi said it was 45 degrees yesterday morning with light frost. It's going to rain all day tomorrow and Saturday. Think it's going to rain here too. Boston, it's cold already. Wow. I have nephews and brothers in Boston. I wanted to show you a couple of cards. This one was printed on, Vistaprint. And I just want you to see it's a lovely card. It's actually my great granddaughter's card. She does baking and homemade items, but I wanted you, and it has her IG address. But Mike said it's going to hit 90 in Minnesota. What? What is going on? Crazy weather. What I wanted to tell you about Vistaprint, when you go in and make your own, I'm going to cover up the phone number. When you make your own cards, you can change the font to make it as large as you want. I have some that I made on Vistaprint, how they have that little welcome introductory thing when you can get 100 or something. And we're just chit chatting. And I wanted to show you a card that I had from 2004 when I was an official registered breeder for the International Cane Corso Federation. And in order to be a licensed breeder, you had to conform to certain requirements, including knowing how to say the name of the dog, because most people call it a cane corso. And this was like, I guess, 2003, because this card expired in 2004. Now it's not a rare breed dog anymore. It sort of is, but it's accepted into the AKC. So, those of you who are planning and have a vision board, I thought of something for GT Junior Grows in Alaska, and I was talking about Latin, Veni, Vidi, Vici, meaning I came, I saw, and I conquered. And I said, well, how can I translate this into today's life? And those of you who are planning, especially if you want to retire at 55, like he said, write these words down. I can, I will, I must. And say it to yourself every day. This is a new affirmation to get what you want out into the universe, into the great I am, whoever you believe in, whoever you believe in. We're just chitting and chatting today. I figured I ran you guys down on Saturday with things, and this was something I came across when I was looking for things. Miss Catherine said, I can, I will, I must. And we are going to get it done. It's important to organize our lives so that we can do projects and finish things. Planning strategies can help us to find the time to do creative activities. Exactly, Miss Catherine. That's why I keep several projects, several little short things. If I sit down and I say, I'm going to listen to somebody's live, I'm going to do a replay while I'm listening or in the bushes, I I do something with my hands. Auntie Joanne will tell you I always have something in my hands. Bayou Sugar, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Anita says that it's cold in Norfolk. Oh, I bet it is over by the water. Even though the air temperature is 68 to 70, hubby has a head cold. Hope he feels better. So, this was a picture of some of the stuff in my garden in 2009. I picked that morning. It looks like some bell peppers, okra, sage, cherry tomatoes. Auntie Joanne took that photo and she made this card. And for those of you who know me or have known some time, my family calls me Penny. Nobody calls me Ellen except bill collectors. I don't have any bills anymore, but that's what they call me. Sassy, you got a jury duty early? Thank you. I watched you today before you went, but I couldn't watch with so long because of my glaucoma. The light from the laser is fascinating, but I just couldn't watch it. So that's when I listen, you guys, in the background when I'm doing something like that. I listen to Miss Catherine. I listen to a lot of you guys. I saw Mike doing stuff. I watch you guys and I just do something with my hands in between. So, enough of that. Going back to the bags, I'm just picking things up as I come to them. For those of you making bags, this is a heavy duty, as you can see, heavy, heavy duty zipper. You can put these in your bags. Like, where did I put this bag? Oh, there you are. Like, you can close them anyhow you want. I like a tie. You can put a zipper in it. For a small bag like this, for a small bag like this, there's a way that for those of you who sew, you attach a little placard, a piece of fabric on each side, and you put that inside the bag before you put the zipper in. You don't, in other words, you don't attach the zipper to the sides of the bag. You attach the zipper to, say, a 4-inch piece of fabric so that it'll give you a wider distance at the top. And of course, a zipper is always security to keep things from falling out or fingers that don't belong there from falling in. And I had some zippers when I found a sale one time and I found some zippers. I took them out and these are for making bags. I had stopped sewing for a while because of health issues, but I am back. I'm back, everybody. You love your Glowforge toy? That is so fascinating the way it cuts things out. And I saw you with your mask on, protecting your face. You bet you're sassy. Another thing I want to show you guys. I showed you a bigger version. This is a small piece of needlepoint plastic. This is what I recommend that you buy. This piece is 10 by 13. And what I like about this, when I make the pads for the bottom of my bags, I double it. Mike wants that 3D printer. Mike does a lot of printing crafts, but he won't show us. He won't even show us a headless, a, a, a headless one. So I double this for the bottom of my bags, and then I wrap it in batting and some fabric. And this is what I put in the bottom of my bags. What I like about it is that it's bend. I have some friends that used to get plexiglass, not plexiglass, the plastic. The plastic that's hard. Y'all are super organized with all the ongoing projects. I do have a lot of projects ongoing because I have different deadlines for each of them. I have a giant quilt that I'm working on, but you don't get a sense of fulfillment when you're working on something big that's going to take months. So I like doing these little projects like the key fobs. This is actually a key fob on Lilac's old bell. Lilac was my lead goat when I was in North Carolina on the homestead. And I just put her bell on here. And then I saw the jewelry spot doing something this morning. She had these same little tags that said handmade with love, thank you, especially for you. So these are little things that you do, and these are priceless. You put your hand in here, you no longer need the lanyard. What a funny thing that the Glowforge is actually considered a 3D laser printer. Sassy, that's because of the heat. The heat and the laser printers. When I worked at IBM years ago, once I mastered the laser printer, you want to learn the sewing machine that you inherited from your mom. You will that sewing machine will be a piece of cake after the laser printer. Auntie Bev Jones, hi. I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about you. As a matter of fact, I wasn't going to tell you. The postcards that I'll be working on, one of those is probably yours. As you guys who have been with me for a while know, Auntie Bev made me the most beautiful handmade card. And I wanted to do something special for her. These old hands over here have the triplets in them. Can you see the triplets? Arthritis, rheumatism, and bursitis. No, 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 don't check the mail, Auntie Bev. It ain't even ready yet. It won't even be ready until I stop tonight. But it's all laid out. It's all laid out because I had to get something special out, and this apartment stead is in layers. You have to move one thing to get to the next thing, to get to the next thing. You guys see when I turn around all the different totes that are organized, all the different things. This green screen is double functioning as a design wall. I have another design wall over there. These small projects, I will look at them every day until I get them done. I'm actually working on big things. The little things that I'm doing it to give you guys some incentive, some motivation. Sassy says, yes, indeed, K. Renee's Garden. I'm going to listen to Auntie Ellen and try to multitask and do some other things I've been putting off. Sassy, 1%. Just do one little bit. One little bit. Some of you have heard me say when I had my hip and my knee replaced, I could barely make it to the door of my apartment. And when my dog walker would come and get Mr. Hershey and take him outside, I would go to my art area, to one of my work areas, if I could only sew for 5 minutes, if I could only sew 10 lines, I'd make a little task to do every day and I would check it off. Oh, that felt so good. And speaking of inheriting things, I have always crocheted. I've been crocheting since I was like 4 years old, knitting. Auntie Joanne does all those things too. She just doesn't talk about it. Macrame, we've done that. Embroidery. I have some of her embroidery stitching over there. But I wanted to show you, I didn't grow up quilting and I wanted to understand the camaraderie of being in a quilt guild. I always work by myself or take a class, go home. I started quilting when I was about 50 and I met a lady, Mrs. Evans, who showed me how to take the piecing that I did and put batting in it and make a sandwich, put the backing on it, and she put it on those old cardboard things that you used to cut out on her dining room table, actually in this very same building when she moved in it upstairs, or maybe it was her house before she sold it. And she showed me how to pin it, how to pin baste it. But I never had the experience of like being in the group. You see people, they were hand sewing and all sitting around. So when I moved to the North Carolina homestead, I joined a group called the Heritage Quilters. And it was a diverse group of women who in North Carolina who had been quilting and learned from their mothers. So that was interesting. And they had a community circle. This card is like 2010, it's 2023. So it's 13 years old. And I want to read what it says about it. This is the heritage that I'm trying to impart and share with you guys who may not have had somebody to actually sit down and teach them. My grandmother sewed, but she didn't quilt. So about the heritage quilters, it says organized in 2001. I want to put it real close again because sometimes the camera doesn't pick it up. And some of the ladies were Native American, some white, some black, a little bit of everybody. And the heritage part of it, several of the people in this group uh, are no longer with us, are no longer with us. So this was very special to learn from them. This card says, organized in 2001, the Heritage Quilters is a diverse group of women and men and men and men, Michael, and the other men who are listening. Hello, Felicia F.R. Humphrey. Thank you for coming and welcome. A group of women and men in several counties in North Carolina whose mission is simply to support, encourage, and document quilting traditions and activities. It is the underlying principle of cooperative work embedded in quilting traditions that contribute to the quilter's interest in and understanding of community and community building, making the group much more than a quilting club. We use our time, talent, and treasure. Those of you who have something to write on, write that down. Use your time, talent, and treasure to benefit yourself and the world. The quilters support a giving circle to strategically address community issues. The Heritage Quilters Giving Circle is a 501c3 nonprofit group and it's hosted by, it's a member of the Community Investment Network and hosted by the Triangle Community Foundation. And it says community building one piece at a time. And I'd like to read some of the names: Isan Abdin, Belinda Alston, Kathy, Margaret, I'll just do the first names, Ruth, Wallace Evans, Wallace, and he is one of the great quilters by hand or machine. Gladys, Terry, Portia, she's no longer on Earth, Earlene Henderson, Leo Jr., Connie Kenny, Jerry Ann, Krista Larkins, Dorothy, Victoria, Ellen Pankey, Jackie, Wilhelmina, Louise Sproul, she's no longer with us, Mary Terry. But the things that they imparted and the traditions that they they learned were passed on to me. One thing I never knew, hey Nikki, the everyday life of an LCD-ish chick, I learned formally community is sacred. We learn a lot from each other, how to use our time, talent, and treasure effectively. You guys who have written down the time, treasure, and talent, let's do this. Let's next week or Saturday, let's talk about how we use our time, our treasure, our talent. It may not be sewing, in working in the garden. We used to have a this group. We used to have a summer. It was like, what do you call it? The markets, the markets, and some would make watermelon juice. Some would sell handmade crochet washcloths, little pieces. Some of us would show quilts, but of course quilts are expensive. Bags, handbags. That's when I started making little things, because I said little things are transferable, people can make them, and that's something everybody can share. Those of you who crochet, F.R. Humphreys in here. I make the crocheted and knitted washcloths, and for Christmas, all of my doctors, I give them one for Christmas. That's just a little something something. So I think, no, that's not all the show and tell. I have one more thing I want to show you. When I went in the grocery store this morning to get my mom some sugar free candy, and they didn't have chicken liver, so I bought some liverwurst. I'll just have to make her a liverwurst sandwich and maybe some shrimp creole from scratch. I haven't made that in a long time. Sassy saying, "Hello, beautiful twin Nikki. We're triplets then. We're triplets then." Okay, so why do I have this? Because I'm making paper beads, and these are magazine colors in magazine covers. In what color? What color? Purple. Purple. So these will make some lovely free beads. Lovely free beads. So that was what I wanted to talk to you about. I'll check my notes to see if there's anything else. Nope, I haven't made my cowgirl candy yet. What I did was my helper cut the chopped up, sliced up the peppers, but I had so much going on that I put them in the freezer. We want to see a cooking video. I will make more cooking videos, and in fact, when I go to Arizona in about another month, month and a half, I will be cooking every day, and I won't be eating the sugar free candy. It's for my mom, and I will make sure of that. She will only have a little bit at a time. Slowly replacing equipment and supplies to begin again. Anita says when she was younger, she used to sew and had started to crochet. She lost her sewing machine in a house fire, slowly replacing equipment and supplies. You should see some of the beautiful things done by hand. Auntie Bev loves using things for hand, by hand. Put you in a potty if you eat too much. Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. I won't be eating it. I'll be eating real candy. I'll be eating real candy when I eat it. I'm not a big sweet eater. I bake. I really bake well. I really bake well. That's why Auntie Joanne and Uncle Roscoe can't wait for me to get there. And I cook every day. I cook every day to spoil them, to spoil them. And I will be cooking, and she will be sneaking around with her camera, especially on my blind side. She knows just where to sneak up and take pictures with with her camera so that I can't see her. She took one that was so long she couldn't upload it. So I'm going to take this off so that you can see more, because, and again, these bags we make are prepper bags. They're for men and women. They are unisex. You're savory over a sweet person. Me too. I will eat. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of gal. Auntie Bev Jones, you have my attention. Oh, Auntie Bev Jones, you can put three emoji ins, not the fourth. Darth X, you heard Shrimp Creole. Darth X, the reason Auntie Joanne didn't show us her camo bag, I called it camo because it was the same fabric as this bag, but totally different. Hers and Uncle Roscoe had a different kind of camo. Okay, you guys, let's go over to the work area and do a quickie, do a quickie postcard. It's already set up. So here I am. Slowly I turned, inch by inch. I don't know why this shirt keeps falling off my shoulder. I think Auntie's trying to be sexy in her old age or something. What the heck? Oh, what the hecky heck? Okay. So, all right, all right, all right. I'll see if what I'm missing in the chat. So this is my little postcard workstation. You know how I told you I always have something going? I also have key fobs that are partially finished. Auntie Ellen said that earlier. You said that, my sexy look. Thank you. I don't know. Must be my curly hair. I don't know what it's doing. I'm working on this new hairstyle. I don't know what to do with it, but except this, that's about all I can do with it, and wash it. So this is a really short range thing. These, I'll see if I can aim this down. This is my little container. Actually, Auntie Joanne bought it. It had other stuff in it, but I'm always repurposing things. Gonna summon David. Uh-oh. Oh, because I'm being sexy? If you like my body, if you... No. Okay, so this kit is where I keep that one, because I could actually grab this little container and take it and do anything to make postcards. I already have them in several stages. I have the fronts, and I actually have postcards that are done. Here's my sewing kit. I have glue. I don't have to glue these because they're already glued, but these are some really sharp scissors that come in this little $10. Imani, you said that you were working on your equipment. This little thing comes with so much stuff in it. I'm not an advocate for Wally World. They don't pay me. A small 6-inch ruler, seam ripper, small scissors, big scissors. They're not in there because that's the only thing I use. Tape measure, needles, pins, a needle thread, a huge gigantic thimble that's, I don't know, must be for a man, Mike, because it's too big for women. I think those are suicide pins in there. Don't use those pins, you guys. They'll get stuck in things and you'll never find them and stab yourself later. And some pins, pencils, and all that for $10. I think that's a really good bargain. A really good bargain. So now let's see what's under my needle today. I'm showing you what's in this container because I have different pieces of fabric for making a card. A postcard has to be 4 inches by 6 inches. Hello, the jewelry spot. Thank you for coming and welcome. I watched you doing your earrings, and I actually need to get with you to find out because you know I have tons and tons of beads. I haven't made earrings in a long time. At least I haven't beaded in at least 8, 9 years, and I don't remember where I used to get the hoops for the earrings, and I want to make some, not to sell, for myself and my family, especially with this new hairdo. I'm going to hook it up like Nikki, Bad Body, Not So Fit. I saw you working out this morning, and I work out every day, you guys, every morning. So I miss a lot of the morning shows, and I can't walk with my camera in my hand because I have my little Mr. Hershey in my left hand, like number 20, and I have Mr. Hershey in my left hand, and I'm vision impaired, so my depth perception is off. Little trip curbs, I can't I can't see them. I will trip and fall. So I don't walk with anything in my hand. I should probably have a cane, but that's too much like right. These are postcards in the middle of being made. I watched Jewelry Spot making all her little hoop earrings, and then I was walking around, but I left her in the background. I stayed in the bushes, and I didn't have a chance to leave a message because I was working on something else in the background. You guys, here's one last little thing I wanted to show you, show and tell. These are pre-made tassels. I've had these so long, I don't even know. But when you're beading, this is actually two. Or if you're making table runners, these are some of the things, tassels you can put. Or you could put them on the end of some of the paper beads. I have a whole, this is funny. Remember, I was talking about the paper beads? So, this is some of the strips of paper and cloth that I have that I will roll up in between doing other stuff. Bad Body says he's doing great. Okay, so now the pièce de résistance. I want to turn the light on. Oh, that's too bright. Okay. So I'm going to have to turn either the camera or the so that the bright light. I can't take bright lights when this LED light is the best when you're sewing. For those of you who have not changed to an LED light, you on your machines, you really should, and they don't get hot. I know I'm repeating. So these are just some pretty butterflies that I can put on a those would be cute earrings. Oh, thank you. Actually, these are handmade. These are little wooden ones with wood and a little pearl. Oops, that's an ugly picture of my hand. With a little pearl on the end, a couple spacer beads, and just something different. I have to I have to up my earring game like Nikki and Bouger Prepper and a couple of you other ladies. So going back to having things ready, these are a whole bunch of the backs of postcards that I have ready. So all I have to do is the front. And without further ado, when I was taking out all that beautiful fabric a couple weeks ago, I was looking for it because one of my friends, who shall remain nameless, said that some of the fabric was so beautiful it needed to be framed. So what I did was take some of this beautiful fabric. It's actually kind of thin and it feels like almost like animal fur. It's not. It's cloth, it's faux. And ta-da, I made a little hut to go on it. Okay. And I'm going to sew a couple of cowrie shells on it and stitch around it. And I already have a lot of these ready. So what's going to happen is I'm going to sew this to the back of this. I made it a little bigger because because I wanted to make sure I had enough space. And I'm going to use the pinking shears around it. I have to tell you a funny story. A person, I'll let them say who it is, was mailing me a fabric postcard, and it was, I want to say, like a quarter inch, a half inch bigger than the regulations, supposed to be 6 inches by 4 inches. And it's a whole story. She'll have to tell you on her live. But when she goes live, the postmaster didn't want to take it, gave her a hard time, but it finally got in the mail. And this is another little postcard that will be going out over the weekend. And you see, even though the orange in the bottom is from one piece of fabric, the roof is different. And I fussy cut them so that the bottoms are different. The bottoms are different. Okay, so the only thing I have to do, want to make sure that you guys can see it, to finish up these postcards, this is what I said about the 1%. So this is the 1% that I will be doing today. I will be sewing around this little hut. Around this little hut. Auntie Bev, I know you're driving. I know that you're driving, but just a question. Do you like, so what I'm going to do, this is already glued down, you guys, this little hut. Well, what I'm going to do is just edge stitch around this little hut to make sure that the roof stays on. I was going to sing a song that matched this, but my children would not approve. My children are not children. One of the subscribers, who you all know, and happens to be a male, he said, Auntie Ellen, I didn't know you had children my age. I think he's about 52. I have children older than you. I have children older than you. Auntie Ellen is no spring chicken. I'm just faking it. Just faking it, you guys. So now I went up, and I have a little trick that I do when I'm sewing these. I've made a lot of these little huts doing different things. So to make a hut, this is a small one if you want to do one on a 4x6 card. So I knew that the hut had to be smaller. So what I did is I cut some 2.5-inch blocks. Then when you cut the 2.5-inch block, you cut it diagonally, and that's how you have the roof, this green roof that's on there. It's exactly a 2.5-inch block cut on a cut on the diagonal. Boom, that one's done. Back stitch a little, front stitch a little. Okay, and I'm going to rock this wheel, and I'm going to snip this. Sí, yo hablo español también. The jewelry spot. Y hola, hermana, Yankee sister. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So you see this one is done just that quick. Just that quick. I'll show you how quick it is. And I always do things in twos. Usually I took this off so that I could show you guys. So when I start sewing on a hut, this one just happened to be an odd piece of fabric. So waste not, want not. I stuck it on the roof, and I'm going to edge stitch this. I'll put that one there. I think I have enough room just so that you guys can see it while I'm working. I have all these kits ready so that if I need to send out a postcard, whoops, got the car in reverse again. That's okay. You won't be able to see it because I'm going to put cowrie shells. I'm going to hand stitch some cowrie shells. By the way, do you guys know that you can put buttons on things with a sewing machine? Yep. I've never done it, but I know that you can. I break enough needles as it is. So this little hut is going all the way to the top. I snip my strings, but I wanted to put this special fabric on this card for this individual who made me such a beautiful handmade card. And since I'm not able to hand stitch a whole lot, I said I will make up for it by getting the most beautiful fabric that I have. So I had to get that out. Now I'm sewing down this last little hut. And I'm doing this to show you guys how you can make beautiful, beautiful art. And by the way, because this one will have batting in it, and what is a quilt? It's a top piece. Just looking. It's a top piece, a backing, and batting. So these little quilts, these that have fabric in them, can actually be entered into quilt shows. One of my goddaughter was in town last week for an art event, and she brought the curator to my house. See, these two little huts are different? Aren't they cute? Hola, the jewelry shop, muy poco. So now, what do we do to finish the quilt? We attach a backing. I have so many of these already cut. So I will put a piece of, oops, that's an odd shape, wasn't it? Wasn't shaped like a postcard. Some batting. This is some thin batting. The front. And I will take one of these out. I just had a million of them that were marked. Just a moment. They got put on the bottom. See all these I have done? I do them in stages. Hola, Yankee sister. Your package is over there, girlfriend, when we catch up with each other. So, what these are a ton of postcards already pre-made. So, I need to get 2 of them out for the 2 postcards that I'm working on today. Just a little piece of lint, 2 backs, 2 fronts, and some batting. So we put this together, and I've done it before. So you make sure that the top of the hut is on the top of the card. And I'm going to put a couple of clips because, as I told you, this is just slightly larger by design because when I stitch it, and I'm doing it on a plain straight stitch machine, Nightbot, you can do this all. Oh, I'm sorry, Yankee sister. No, I don't know what happened because it can take all caps. Oh, Nightbot, I don't have time to argue with you. You're making me drop all my work off my lap trying to see what you're doing and being mean. Okay. So, put these back in here. Put these 2 together. I just want you guys to see how you can make a collectible piece of functional art, and it doesn't have to be a big effort. You can just have little pieces ready, put them together like this. Oh my gosh, Nightbot, make yourself useful. Like, get a life. Okay, so I'm going to turn around, put these away for another day so I can make postcards all day. Maria Graham this is Maria Graham's new crack habit. She loves making these postcards, and I love that she loves it. So I think I'll start at the bottom. At the bottom, you don't have to zigzag it. I'm going to actually use my pinking shears, which will be similar to a zigzag. And away we go. And I love the commercial machines. I have one over in the corner, but the things that I'm doing don't have to be. It doesn't matter how fast I sew because I'm not going to be going the fastest this machine will. So anyway, I'm not in a hurry. You little monkey, what happened? The thread broke. Why did the thread break? Of course, because it's on camera. That's okay. We've got this. We've got you. Gonna rethread it. Hi, Mr. Hershey. What are you doing? I want to say hi. Ah, hi, Mr. Hershey. Don't worry, you guys. I have a wipe here. I touch my dog. I'm not touching people's cards and sending them out. Okay, so For those of you who have never seen a featherweight, this type of machine, and I'm so blessed I can thread it with my bare eyes. This one threads, the only machine I know that threads from the inside from right to left, and it won't sew any other way. Oh, I know why this thread might have broken, because this is actually a pretty thick fabric. It's a pretty thick fabric. Sorry, you guys, I can't see the chat right now. I'm too busy cutting strings. And away we go again. Let's see. Where did you stop? Nobody knows. Backstitch a little bit. Okay, here we go again. Yep, she's stitching. Almost done. But you guys see, like when you're in chats and doing things, late night with Felicia, doing arts and crafts, the only thing I'd have to get up and turn the light on, get out of bed to do it. I usually crochet or do something when some of the late night crafters come on. I just want you guys to see how you kept me company while I made this beautiful postcard that will be going in the mail Saturday when I go to the post office. Can you guys believe September? Today's the 28th. Where did the month go? Oh my gosh. It's like, where did the year go even? Okay. Actually, I'm not going to cut the thread. I'm going to quickly go around this other one. Postcard. Making sure the right end is up. Got to know which way is up, right? Hey, Mona, sifting some soil. I was just talking about you in late night. Teresa Bailey. I thought about you too in the reversible bag. You can make the bag reversible if you put one big pocket on the inside, like the one big pocket on the outside, and you put a tie on it, because then the tie won't matter which side it's fastened on. So those directions are to make almost any kind of bag. I actually like mine with French fill seam, but I don't always do that. And I'm just putting a straight stitch around the edge of this postcard. And these are so cute. I think they're cute. You guys think these are cute? I would love for somebody to make some of these and send them. They could be paper or fabric, handmade, and Auntie Ellen will make one of hers to send to you. How about that? How about that challenge? I challenge you to send me a postcard. You can make it by hand. You can make it by machine. You can meet me by what? By railway. Just get it here when you can. I know I can't sing. Oh, what? But I can really dance well. Oh, yes. Okay. So, look at these two cute little postcards. Handmade. Oh, Yankee Sister said every project I do is cute. Thank you. Not so, but It's done with love. So, why did I make that big scene? Let me turn this light out. Actually, it helps right in the background. How is it so bright over there? Lordy, that doesn't help. I know what does. This way. Okay. So then, when I'm straight stitching, if you want to make it a little bit fancy, you can just straight stitch it. And guess what? Just take your little pinking shears. These aren't very sharp. These are 60 years old. What? I'm still using them and they're still working because my parents bought them for me when I was in high school, you guys. Graduated high school. I was telling you, I think Saturday, when in 1966. Ta-da. I won't do this side while you're watching. I'll do that off camera. And one little thing. This one is not signed. But those of you who are making postcards, you put your name along here. Artist, Lorraine T. Hey, Robert Grant. Gant, thank you for coming. And welcome, welcome, welcome. I lost the bell. It's over here. Thank you for coming. And welcome to the GQUAT family reunion bus where everything is, Lorraine, Nightbot's going to get you. Only 3 whatchamacallums, thingamajigs. Okay, maybe he went to sleep. So this is, I have one more little side to trim by hand. And I bought these postcard sleeves. For those of you who are new, what I do is I make this out to the person it's going to. I put a little, just because I love you, here's a piece of functional art, a quilt card. And this one, I'm actually going to sew 2 cowrie shells. That'll go through. But this is the thing. When I go to the post office, I'm not going to put it in this envelope. You can use a sandwich bag. These are some that I bought on Amazon. No, I'm not an affiliate. No, I don't get paid. But these are Continental postcard sleeves. It says they're 4 inches by 6 1/4. And the little bit of extra space actually does help. So when you go to the post office, you have your little bag in one hand, your card in the other. It's already addressed and filled out. Now they want a postcard stamp. The postcard stamps are 51 cents. It's cheaper than the other, whatever the regular US mail is. Hello, Casings 55. Thank you for coming and welcome. And you hand this to the person working at the post office and you have them hand stamp this. Why do you have it hand stamped? So that they don't have to do anything else to it. So then you put it in, there's a bunch of emojis running down the street. Go get them. That's funny. Yankee's just talking back. She ain't scared. She ain't scared of no Nightbot. Then you put it in this handy dandy little envelope and you put the tape across it and it goes through the post machine just like any other letter. Just like any other letter. It can't be too thick. I'm wondering about if the cowrie shell will make it a difference, but it shouldn't because it's already going to be hand stamped. And that's all it has to do. Now, I will do the same thing with this one, and these are ready to go out. And I want to thank each and every one of you for keeping me company while this is actually my work. This is Auntie Ellen making two postcards to go out to two lovely people who have sent me postcards or who are sending me fabric postcards. And this is some of that really, really nice fabric that I got when I was opening it. It feels like fur. It's not, it's faux fur. And it's really nice fabric. It was gifted to me, and now I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it. So do what you love, you guys, and love what you do. Thank you, Lorraine T. I can't wait to see you on some of those fancy ladies you just bought. Or actually, I just like to see you over there sitting on the couch and whoever else is in the area and would like to come by and say hello to Auntie Ellen. So please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you like it. I love you. Ego amote, mother. If you're listening, thank you. You've been creating so much. Thank you. This is something I would be doing anyway, and you guys are keeping me company, and I'm sharing the love. So, see you Saturday at 6 p.m. Oh, wait, 1 minute. Miss Shirley OG goes on at 7. Odom goes on at 9. If anybody else knows of a channel that's coming on, feel free to put it in the chat. I will be, the jewelry spot is going live like a lot of mornings. I see her nice and early. Thanks, you guys. See you again. Peace, love, and blessings.